As is the council's practice, we are going to start with elected officials first. The first person on the list is Chair Hansen.
Okay. Hi, I'm not Chair Hansen. My name is Christina Pearson. I work in District 1 at the Duwamish Longhouse and Cultural Center. I am here to speak on behalf of Chairwoman Cecile Hansen, who can't join us today. She asks that, even though you're not voting, that you hear her words today on the Fauntleroy Art Project. She asks that this project not move forward without equal representation for the present-day Duwamish tribe. As the elected chair of the historical Duwamish tribe, I'm extremely disappointed to be erased again from the written history of the city named after our chief. There's something that is fundamentally wrong about not sharing the whole truth of the city. The truth is that we are still here. The present-day Duwamish have survived here and are still doing so today. We do it without putting our signage up on Agate Pass or up at the White River Amphitheater or anywhere else that would be considered in poor taste. Putting up murals underneath the West Seattle Bridge without Duwamish involvement within walking distance of our longhouse and cultural places would be considered in poor taste. Seattle can do better. Thank you.
Councilman Paul Nelson.
Thank you. Hello, members of the Seattle City Council. My name is Paul Nelson, and I serve as the Duwamish Tribal Council member and a board member on our nonprofit organization. I speak not just as a representative of the Duwamish tribe, but as a voice for our enduring heritage and presence as a Duwamish tribal member. I stand before you today to voice a concern that strikes the very heart of our community spirit. The Duwamish tribe, whose ancestral presence predates the founding of our city, named after our esteemed Chief Seattle, and we are still here, yet our voices remain unheard, and the very land we have stewarded since the time immemorial. We have before us a proposal for Council Bill 120726, which was crafted with input from the Seattle Office of Intergovernmental Relations, the Department of Transportation, and the Office of Arts and Culture. However, this collaboration overlooks a crucial participant, the Duwamish tribe. Therefore, I ask that the ask is very straightforward: to advance the proposal, to not advance the proposal until the Duwamish tribe has been properly consulted. Thank you very much.
Councilman Ken Workman.
Jag är stort tillsammans med Duwamish. I am workman of the Duwamish tribe. And great grandson of Chief Seattle. I stand before you today in opposition to this art project, which paints the columns underneath the West Seattle Bridge. That there are tribes, federally recognized tribes, that have been contacted and who have chosen to put their art in this close proximity of a non-federally recognized tribe called the Duwamish. Because of our lack of federal recognition, we're being excluded from many of these kinds of contracts, these kinds of intergovernmental communications. And so I would ask this panel to seriously consider moving forward with this proposal without our consideration of the Duwamish tribe. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move to remote speakers now.
And Chair, I see a former council president, Jim Street, in the remote speakers.
He's not present.
Well,
Thank you. Let's start, please, with Robin Briggs.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. Good morning, council members. My name is Robin Briggs. I live on Capitol Hill, and I'm here today to speak about the transportation plan. I'm looking at it from a climate perspective because the climate is getting worse at an alarming rate, and like many of my neighbors, I am very concerned. Seattle's goal is to reduce overall emissions by 58% by 2030, and for the transportation sector, 81% by 2030. The plan says that 9 out of 10 personal trips will be carbon-free by 2030. How are we going to achieve this? The plan has a lot of consideration for climate, which I welcome, but it should be updated to include a realistic assessment of what it takes to reach our climate goals. Goals you all said you supported when you were running for office. Probably there are multiple different ways to get there, but for sure business as usual is not one of them. We need a frank discussion about alternatives and outcomes. In 2024, with just 5.5 years to go, we need more than this. Thank you.
Next up, we have Lucas O'Brien.
Hi, everyone hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. My name is Lucas O'Brien. I am a resident in District 1 in West Seattle. And I'm just here to stand in solidarity with the Duwamish folks that have already spoken and echo their call for not moving forward with the plans for the Fauntleroy Park project until there is equitable inclusion of the Duwamish in that work. Thank you so much. Hope you consider it.
Next up, we have Cecilia Black.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Black, and I'm a community organizer for Disability Rights Washington. And I am urging you to amend the current Seattle Transportation Plan in order to set clear and specific measures. This was a 2-year effort and more than $1 million effort to lay out the next 20 years of our transportation system, and it offers no serious roadmap or metrics to get us to accomplish our goals. The FCC needs to provide specific Tier 2 metrics. The plan plans on increasing percentage of walking trips by 7%, yet sets zero goals for increasing percentage of sidewalks in good condition, a measure EDSOT has complete control over. We cannot accomplish what we don't set. Secondly, the FCC must set intermediary goals. After we've seen with the construction of sidewalks, there is no will within EDSOT for costly and important projects will continually be put off for future decades.
Next up, we have Sharon Sobers Outlaw.
Hello?
Hi.
Amy?
Hi, are you there? Sharon?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Star 6?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Good morning. I am Sharon Sobers Outlaw, consultant with White Horizons and MHP for Special Populations with the Department of Health. I'm also a committee member of the Transportation Equity Work Group for EDSOT. I'm here today as the co-chair of the Seattle Department of Transportation Equity Work Group to press our support of the Seattle Transportation Plan. We appreciate the FCC process of including various community members and TW during the development process of this plan. In particular, we are supportive that the FCC is making equity paramount. We cannot emphasize enough the importance of shifting towards non-exclusive transportation enforcement approaches that reduce harm and enhance public safety on city streets. With the Transportation Equity Framework values and tactics represented in the FCC, we are wholeheartedly supportive of continuing to use this framework as further policies and tactics are created and implement the transportation plan. We also want to uplift the importance of safety to the various communities that experience the Seattle transportation. When thinking about safety, we do ask that you prioritize the staff for safety and
Thank you, Sharon. Okay, now we'll continue with people who are in the chambers. Next up is Nancy Sackman.
Of the Seattle Council. My name is Nancy Sackman from the Sackman family and a direct descendant of Chief Seattle. I'm a Duwamish tribal member and the Cultural Preservation Officer for the Duwamish tribe. I'm here to comment on the Council Bill 120726, the Fauntleroy Art Project. This is an area that is culturally sensitive to the Duwamish tribe and within at least a mile of 6 ancestral and historic Duwamish place names, including the Duwamish River and the former Duwamish Estuary. We ask that the Duwamish be consulted and given a column as well. The Duwamish tribe is still here. Our modern longhouse, completed construction in 2009, is also within a mile of the project. We are active in our local community, active with local governments, which encompass Seattle, Tukwila, Renton, the East Side, Shoreline, and all of King County, our ancestral lands. Thank you.
Next up is Jake Jones.
Hello, my name is Jake Danis. I live in District 2 and work in District 1 at the Duwamish Longhouse and Cultural Center, and I'm urging the committee to reject CB 120726 as it is, or amend the bill package to be inclusive of the Duwamish tribe as an equal tribal partner in the Fauntleroy Art Project. This artwork will be right down the street from the Duwamish Longhouse on the ancestral homelands of the Duwamish tribe. Yet, Duwamish Tribal Services continues to be excluded from participating in this long-standing project. This type of systemic erasure is called cultural genocide, and the City of Seattle has a responsibility to its residents to refuse to perpetuate this injustice. Might does not make right. Your constituents know this, and we are watching. Step up and do the right thing. Ensure the Duwamish tribe have an equal place in this art project with at least 1/3 of the budget to represent their own unique history, heritage, and culture. One Seattle includes actively making space for the Duwamish tribe in this thriving, innovative, and equitable city that we are all proud to call home. Thank you.
Next up is Tyler Vasquez.
Good morning, council members. My name is Tyler Vasquez, and I'm the policy manager at Cascade Bicycle Club. We advocate for people who bike or want to. We have been engaged with the Seattle Transportation Plan and the development of the current bicycle master plan. I'm glad to see the council is digging into the Seattle Transportation Plan. It's a huge document and undertaking. I want to remind you all that the first and only bicycle master plan was adopted in 2014 and is a huge guiding document for the bike network today in concert with the sunsetting Move Seattle Levy. Thanks to the bicycle master plan and the Move Seattle Levy, we have made progress on the bike network, especially in downtown and North Seattle. I want to ask you all to build on that bike investment and make sure that build on the bike investment that we already made and make sure that Seattle's transportation system is bikeable for everyone regardless of age, ability, race, or zip code. Thank you.
Next up is Tyler Blackwell.
Good morning. My name is Tyler Blackwell, and I am the transportation planner for the SoDo Business Improvement Area. We represent about 1,100 businesses and 600 properties in Seattle's industrial district south of downtown. We want to thank the Seattle Department of Transportation for their engagement through the development of the Seattle Transportation Plan. And we're very pleased to see that economic vitality was included as well. With tens of thousands of living wage jobs and many facilities critical to the operations of our city, state, and county, SoDo's transportation infrastructure plays a crucial role in our region's health. Our bridges, major and minor truss streets, first and last mile freight connections, and transit service all need extensive investment to keep SoDo, and by extension the region, functioning safely and smoothly. Building and maintaining a safe transportation system in SoDo is of the utmost importance, and we ask the City Council and Seattle Department of Transportation to listen to our community and support our safety-focused priorities. Thank you.
Next up, we have Richard Ortega, followed by Clara Cantor.
Good morning. My name is Ricardo Ortega, and I am a member of a community organization organizing our organization participate applying some surveys in our community, mainly with people of color in the following neighborhoods: South Park, Capitol Hill, and Rainier Beach. We knock the doors and we talk with people on the bus stops, and they have some great ideas how the transportation can work better for them. They believe that public transportation is not a commodity, it's a right for everyone to have access to move where they want to go. We will have less pollution if we have more efficient public transportation. We need some areas in the city, better sidewalks and more lights. And also, they say that public transportation is important because we can save money and we can preserve a better environment for everybody. And we support the demand, the Duwamish Tribe demand to have a voice in the transportation plan. Thank you.
We have Clara Cantor and then Matthew Sutter.
Good morning, Council. My name is Clara Cantor, and I'm a community organizer for Seattle Neighborhood Greenways. I'm also a parent of 2 young kids in District 2 who gets around by biking and transit. I'm here to comment on the STP. Seattle has a lot of goals and a lot of plans and a lot of commitments that we've already made. We've committed to 0 deaths and life-altering injuries on our streets by 2030. We've committed to meet our transportation equity framework commitments by 2028. We've committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions from transportation by 82% by 2030. We've committed to doubling the number of trips people choose to take by bike, to increase transit reliability, and make our city accessible for people with disabilities. All of those goals lie within the first 6 years of this plan, and I'm here to ask each of you individually how we as a city and how are you as a member of the Seattle City Council Transportation Committee going to hold Seattle accountable to those goals? How are we going to fund them? How are we going to make the hard decisions to build them? Seattle knows how to achieve all these goals. We just have to decide to do it. Thank you.
Next up, we have Matthew Sutherland, who will be followed by Jamie Crosswhite joining us remotely.
Good morning, Chair Saka, Vice Chair Hollingsworth, and members of the committee. My name is Matthew Sutherland. I am the Advocacy Director at Transportation Choices Coalition. We are a nonprofit that supports safe, sustainable, and equitable transportation options for all Washingtons. I want to first extend a thank you and for the opportunity to provide comment, but also the staff at SDOT, Mayor's Office, and Council for working on this STP plan for many years and receiving thorough community input. The goals of the STP, especially those around safety, equity, and sustainability, align with our values and a strong central theme in this document. We continue to encourage the city to affirm a commitment to walking, rolling, biking, and transit being the safest and most convenient way to get where you need to go. We greatly appreciate the responsiveness to feedback, including robust engagement. In particular, thank you for the addition of metrics for many goal areas, addressing safety and equity comments, creating and applying a prioritization framework for projects, and equitable pricing out mechanisms. Finally, we would like to ask you to work on improving elevation of ADA accessibility, exploring programmatic ways to use investments to address worker shortage, and continue to address public safety. Thank you. Thank you.
Next up, we have Jamie Crosswhite joining us remotely.
Hello, my name is Jamie Crosswhite. I'm a community member and I'm here to speak up for the refugees' housing. This is a really important issue. Denying continued housing is denying their community. And I want every person to know that is there today fighting for their right for housing, that you are valued, you are welcome here. And we know that actually embracing immigrants would decrease our criminality rate overall because they are less likely to commit crimes, whereas we have SPD, who stays committing crimes, killing people like Donna Kula, who was simply crossing a crosswalk and was hit by Officer Kevin Dade going 74 miles in a 25-mile zone. So just please, the community is urging you to continue to house these folks, especially in this cold weather. no one deserves to live under these conditions outside. This is a public health hazard. Thank you for coming, and thank you for listening, and a reminder to everyone that's here, you are valued, you are worthy, you are wanted here.
Next up, we have Deb Barker.
Good evening. Yeah, we wish you good evening. Hi, everybody. My name is Deb Barker. I am a proud West Seattle resident, member of the Community Task Force for the West Seattle Bridge, and I attended Zoom meetings for over 2.5 years, and I am speaking today on Council Bill 120736. I'm personally irritated by the fact that SDOT began coordinating the bridge painting, the tribal column painting, while the West Seattle Bridge was still closed. There were internal conversations between different city departments and between different council people, but nobody bothered to tell the West Seattle public, the Duwamish Tribe, or the West Seattle Bridge Community Task Force about this. To me, that omission taints any goodwill this project hoped to engender. Divide the 12 columns between 3 tribes and do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Next up, we have Elizabeth Roberts.
Good morning. First, I'd like to say that I'm humbled and honored to be here during this public comment time with so many people who are so intentional and care so deeply about our community. Thank you. Next, I'd like to say again, my name is Elizabeth Roberts. My husband, Jonathan, and I own a home next to a shoreline street end called East Harrison Shoreline Street End. Our address is 439th Avenue East. We are longtime residents of the neighborhood and committed to being good neighbors, to share the shoreline street end with one and all. Our interests are connected, and I just realized I don't have my glasses on. We are interested in connecting with the Transportation Committee members in the near future about the issues we are experiencing. I understand the shoreline street ends are not on your agenda for today, but I wanted to take a moment to introduce myself so you have a face to the name. I look forward to continuing the conversation with you soon. Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Maria Ramirez.
Good morning, council members. I'm Maria Ramirez, and I live in District 1. Good morning. I'm here first and foremost to say I stand with the Duwamish, and I ask that they be included in any plans, including the Fauntleroy project. The other request I'm making is that the transportation plan include the innovative project called Reconnect South Park. Soon we will be contacting all the city council members to brief them on the project. And I ask that this important project that can help us deal with the climate catastrophe that's coming and the high rates of disproportionate health disparities in the South Park area. Folks there live 11 years less than people living in the North End. And they also have higher rates of asthma, COPD, and many other diseases. This is a possible solution for the future. So I ask that you look forward to 20, 30 years ahead and consider what kind of world we want for our children and their grandchildren. Thank you very much.